welcome to my channel. This is episode 71 of the Lina podcast, my podcast about knitting and yarn, getting cozy in your hand knits and finding joy in every stitch. I am Lina and I'm coming to you from my home in Helsinki, Finland. Today is Today is April 18th, 2019, a Thursday evening. And I'm here with another regular podcast episode, although this time I don't have a lot of content. So this will probably be a mini episode of sorts, but I'm still labeling it as episode 71 just to avoid any sort of confusion. I did want to do a check-in with you guys this week because I don't want things piling up. So last episode we had some FOs. Since then I've been knitting a lot, but I can't share most of that knitting with you yet. Trust me, I will as soon as I can. I like sharing, so I will as soon as I can. But yeah, so what have I been knitting? Well, since I finished the Montmanet sweater before last episode, I started another, well, I didn't start a new sweater, but I started working on another garment. That's what I'm trying to say. Do forgive me. I've been working on the computer for about 10 to 11 hours today already, so feeling slightly frazzled. So if I speak nonsense, just sort of let it go, please. All right, so I cast on for this cardigan a while ago, and now I've picked it back up. Not a whole lot of progress, but still. So this is The Rambling Woman by Caitlin Hunter, if I didn't mention that already. And it is a colorwork cardigan worked in DK weight yarn. And I got my yarns tangled up. And it is knit in the round and then steeked, and I've never done a steek before. So I do know how, I know the theory of how to do it. So I'm looking forward to putting it in practice, and this is where my steek will be. Now, you could plan and buy yarn for this. Just, use the same base and really pick your color palette. But that's not what I'm doing. I'm using this as a stash buster for my yarns so far. What I have used are these 4 color skeins. I've got 3 of this, 1 of this, 3 of this blue one, and I should have 3 of these, but I don't think I will need that much. And I can't remember because I don't have all of them in the project bag that I'm using for this. So not entirely sure. And then there are other colorways that I also need to add in once I get further on in the sweater. So, or in the cardigan. Let's see. This is what it looks like at the moment. I'm really enjoying knitting this. It changes from row to row. There aren't that many repetitions of each pattern that you're doing. You sort of have a medley of colors and also different colorwork patterns. But each row so far has been pretty easy to knit. No long floats and just 2 colors per row. So it's still fairly easy to knit. So far, or pretty much all of I think throughout, I'm calling this, what am I trying to say? I'm calling this my main color. And this one is Knit by Numbers by Joan Arbon, 100% DK weight merino. And this is one of the skeins that I have left, and it's unraveling as we speak. And then this one is Manos Silk Blend by Manos del Uruguay. Here's a full skein. So this is a single ply 30% silk, 70% merino mix. So I'm mixing fibers, bases, what have you. And then I've got this. I know this is by Sheila's Dare, and I think it's also a mix of different fibers, and it's slightly thinner than the John Arbon one that I've been mixing it with. But I think it works out fine. You can't really tell, can you? Maybe you can, I don't know. And then this one is by Natural Dye Studios, who don't do yarn anymore. And I believe this one, not sure if this one was dyed or if it's undyed, but it's one of their DK bases. So that's my next garment project. I'm hoping to pick this up and continue this Easter weekend, which starts tomorrow. As I've been working a lot, and so yeah, so far really liking it. And then I cast on something new, and this is something you've seen me cast on if you watched my Knit With Me March 2019 video. So this is Harriet Row, and this is how much I got done while filming it, and I haven't had time to knit on it since, which is a shame because I know this pattern works up so quickly. Again, it has different texture and lace patterns, so it doesn't get boring, but still each row is fairly simple to knit. So I know that this could be a speedy knit, and it would be perfect for this time of year when the mornings and evenings can still be really cool, even though during the day it's already warm. Like today I was out having my cup of tea in these clothes. Yeah. And the yarn that I'm using for this is a recent purchase from Edinburgh Yarn Festival. I purchased it with this project in mind. So this is by Ovis Etc. And it's their Corriedale Twist fingering weight, 100% Corriedale wool, 100 grams, 400 meters, 437 yards. So this is UK based, GOTS certified, and using dyes that are GOTS certified and don't have heavy metals. So environmentally friendly yarn, which is always a big plus for me. So hoping this will again see a lot of progress this weekend. But I do still also need to knit on those projects that I can't show you yet. So far, really enjoying this yarn. It's, I think it does, well, I can't really tell because I'm not that far ahead, but it does have like good stitch definition, but it also has a very slight, nice halo to it. So I think this will be really warm as like even though it's fingering weight, it'll still be warm because it'll trap in lots of air. So speedily moving on, we're already at the last thing I have to show you. So it's my pile of crochet squares or hexagons. So these are the ones that I've done previously, and I've got a few more in a different color combination in here. So this one is finished, but it's not the inside aren't woven in. So these are all finished. That's why they're sitting in a pile there. And this one is, oh, this one is also finished. Let's see. So two more have been added to the pile, and I'm gonna make a third one with the similar colorway and then again switch things up. So that's been like a really nice snack when I feel like I've been knitting too much. Just when my fingers want to do something a bit different. Also, this is an easy pattern I'm using. I'm basing my squares on the Ruby Hexagon blanket by Nova Seals. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. Yeah, so I'm basing it on that. It's knit with DK worsted weight yarns and has a lot more color changes than I'm doing, but the basic idea is from there. So it's, after doing this many, I kind of know what I'm doing already with the pattern, so it's a very it's relaxing to work on these squares. And speaking of crochet, I did want to share an update on these. So last summer I was crocheting these sort of cotton scrubby swap things, whatever you want to call this. So these are to replace cotton wool that you use for makeup removing or spreading on toner. So when I did this, I said I would only use them to put on my toner and just continue to use cotton wool for makeup removal. But I never did that. So I use these for everything, for removing makeup and putting on toner. And they work just fine. And I clean them by washing them with my sheets or towels in hot water in the washing machine. And they come out just fine. I can't really even see any discoloration on these. And they get softer with each wear. Naturally, you can see they're not pristine anymore, but they work just fine. So I'm really happy with these. Now, mind you, I only use sort of natural cosmetics, so I don't know if normal sort of makeup would stain. And I don't use makeup that often. I put it on maybe 3 or 4 times, or 2 or 3 times a week. And not a lot of it when I do. So, but with my routine in these work up just fine, and I still have a bit of cotton wool left, but I'm saving it for if something happens where I can't use these. So that's a lot less waste than I'm producing with these. And the yarn that I use for these is cotton and bamboo mix. And I'm bringing these up because I had a question or a comment regarding these on the older episodes, and I realized that I never sort of gave a final update on these. So these have been going on for almost a year now. Cannot see myself stopping using them. Have had no problems with using them or cleaning them, and they're holding on just fine. And I think eventually they will break, but then I'll make new ones. And 50 grams of the DK weight cotton bamboo mix yarn gave me enough to last me for 2 weeks. So very economical to make as well. As one small ball will be enough. Right, I think that's all I wanted to say about these. Yeah. Of course, these are not as soft as cotton wool, regular cotton wool, but I like them. It's a nice bit of exfoliation at the same time. Right, okay, I think that's everything I wanted to say about them, and everything I wanted to say in this episode. So, short but sweet. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and click the subscribe button. Also, I love getting comments, so if there's anything you want to ask or comment on, do leave your comments in the box below. I will see you soon again. In the meantime, happy knitting. Bye.